What's up, you guys, and welcome to season 7 of In the Wild. I am so excited that we have been around for 7 seasons. You can still check out all our other episodes, but I'm so excited for this season, especially this semester of episodes, because we have the best guests in store for you. And for our first episode, and just thinking about the number 1, I thought it would only be right to talk to our First Lady. So if you didn't know, our First Lady of Augusta University is Karen Keene. And I am so excited to talk to her about her first year as First Lady, but also what she's looking forward to this year, because we have so much in store for you guys. We have a lot to catch up on and a lot to talk about. So I'm not gonna delay you anymore. So I hope you're ready, Jag Nation, because here we go with First Lady Keene. Welcome, First Lady, to In the Wild. We're so excited for you to be our first guest for season 7.
Well, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So with the new year starting, what are some things you're looking forward to the most?
Well, let's think about that. I'm looking forward to everything. The first year was really fantastic. So I'm genuinely looking forward to everything that happens this year. But I think about a few of the things that were really remarkable last year, like the stethoscope presentations that are so incredible. So I'm really looking forward to that. And that's when the MCG students get their first stethoscope, and it's just such a special time to be there with them. And our first one was when the MCG Savannah campus opened last year. So that was really special to be there. We were kind of in the front row and we could look back and see them. And then really, you know, there are all these things that are traditions throughout the year that it's easy to look forward to, like alumni weekends when everybody comes back, and those are always so much fun. I'm looking forward to being more involved this year. I've gotten very involved, but I'm looking forward to more ways to do that. I think everything that's happening on campus, from undergraduate, graduate, medical school, everything is so exciting. So I can't say that there's anything I'm not looking forward to.
I love that. And I guess just looking back for your first year as First Lady, like, how would you describe it? What has it been like for you?
I mean, there are lots of different ways I would describe it. And one is just that it has been so fast.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that it's been a year in so many ways. And it was just wonderful. And I guess I really didn't know exactly what to expect in many ways, but what I have found is that AU is even more wonderful than I could have ever guessed. And I had a very good idea of all the wonderful things that go on because Russell has been working here for 10 years. And I've been fairly involved with things over the years, but we had the opportunity to go out and visit the different colleges. And we still have a few to visit, and to visit different areas of campus. And there are so many amazing things happening here every day. So I've just found that AU is even more wonderful than I ever knew.
I love that. That's exactly how I felt when I came here as a student. At this point, it's been over 10 years ago since I first started here with my undergrad journey. But and I feel like a lot of students and people who even come to work here have that impression as well, where they're like, oh, wow, I didn't know all of this, all the cool things, whether it's like research or just the partnerships that we're allowed to do. Like, so many things are happening just at the university that people are still learning about.
Absolutely.
So you've been, I want to say, very involved this past year. You've spotted a lot of events, from student events to interacting with our faculty and staff. What have been some of those memorable moments for you this past year? One
of the most memorable moments to me, and you happened to be there for this moment, was during homecoming week, judging a dance competition.
Yes, Jaguar Mania.
Yes, exactly. And I was really struck by the fact that all students cheered for everybody. I mean, I distinctly remember kind of thinking, gosh, these students are very supportive of each other in the best way. And so I kind of turned around to look like, wow, this is amazing. Did you notice that too?
The spirit, the school spirit that that event brings out in people, that energy is just like phenomenal.
Right.
And just being able to go into Maxwell and seeing it packed out is also just seeing that many bodies in that space also is very exciting. Just on top of all of the screaming and cheering that is going on, just seeing people to show up to begin with is also impressive. And so I heard, and we'll talk more about this in a different episode, but I
Right.
heard that this upcoming year they're going to have to move it to Christenberry because of so many
because
people.
it's so big.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And one of the things that was really meaningful when I say that I was very surprised is that no organizations booed each other
Yeah.
or anything like that. And I just think that's a refreshing atmosphere.
Yeah, because going on stage is not for the weak. Like you
Right,
have to,
right.
have a lot of energy, a lot of positive vibes, and I think the student body really showed up and supported, like you said.
Absolutely. Also, the MCG Match Day is amazing.
Match Day is so
Yeah.
much fun. We did a podcast episode out there to capture that energy. That's one of a kind.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like just to see those students that have worked so hard to see where they're going to be placed. And then the faculty and staff involved do such an amazing job of making it high energy and fun.
And I love seeing like the students who may have their own families and they're all
yeah.
dressed up as well with whatever theme they have. Like it's all like that's always really cool too to see like the families show up as well.
I love it. That's an exciting day.
So yeah, we always have a bunch of events, a lot of memorable moments, all happening all the time.
Absolutely.
And I want to say with you as First Lady, something that you have been really great at is showcasing your support for student success.
Yes.
So I guess when it comes to your role, like how would you define like what student success looks like in supporting students from where you stand?
Well, I was an elementary school teacher, so this is my opportunity to return to education in a different way. And for me, student success is different for every single student. And so, when I look at our students, everyone has come with a different background, different experiences, and student success means that you're doing better than you did yesterday. You're meeting goals, and that's individually. And of course, we want everybody to be successful in terms of making the grades to pass and to get your degree, obviously. But for me, I also look at that in terms of just the individual and that you're making strides toward what you want your life to be.
I love that. And also with this past year, we had so many events that happened. One of the ones that was a little tricky was the aftermath of Hurricane Helene.
Oh, sure.
Which definitely kept a lot of folks busy. But one thing that really impressed me with you and President Keene is that you guys really showed up not only just with words, but also with your actions and really being there to support students, faculty, staff, everybody.
Right. Well, none of us could have seen that coming, obviously. And so when you talk about memorable moments, one of the most memorable, obviously, was Hurricane Helene. But very early on, it took us probably 2 or 3 hours to get to campus, I guess, because we couldn't get out of our neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
And so, but I remember we were wiping tables. There were EVPs serving food. Russell and I were wiping tables so that more students could sit down. And that was very memorable because that was just a few weeks in for us. And that was where we met a lot of students. And we genuinely remembered them. And they'll come up and say, "Do you remember the conversation we had?"
Oh.
And I do think that meant a lot to people, but in that moment, we were just doing what we felt like we needed to do. And I had the opportunity to speak at orientation, and when I do that, I always address the parents and tell them that we have college kids ourselves. We have a rising junior and a rising sophomore at other schools, and our intention is to take care of these students like we would our own to the extent we can. And so I really was thinking about what I would want somebody to do for my kids if they had just been through a hurricane. Many of them freshmen who had just arrived here,
Well, just from my own personal experience, seeing you guys work in the aftermath was really impressive. So I know that was very appreciated throughout the campus for all of the work that you guys have done.
Really kind of you to say.
And what would you say just overall you enjoy most about being a part of Jag Nation? I know there's probably a bunch of things that you could say.
Oh, yeah. That's a tough one because there's so many things I could say, but I think it would be the people here, and that's faculty, staff, and students. The people here make Augusta University very special, and it's refreshing to see all the faculty and staff and how hard they work to make this the place it is for students and to help the students be successful. And then the students are just amazing. We have a very hard-working group of students, and being with them is very energizing. You know, as Russ has this saying, it puts gas in the tank. And he's so right, because when you're with students, it energizes you. And there have been times where we had like one event, then another event, but it's just like you don't want to stop. You want to go to as much as you can and meet as many students and people as you can.
Yeah, for me, I remember, well, from my undergrad experience, I was always sold on Augusta. I always knew I was going to come here. Couldn't wait to apply to just, like, I always had my sights on moving to Augusta. And for our undergraduate preview day, I remember getting a campus tour, and it was great. Everyone was so warm and welcoming, and I was like, yes, I know this is going to be the right place for me. But the one thing that had really impressed me, and I still have this back at home, is that they sent me a thank you card of the people that I had interacted with that day, the students, and they had signed it, and I was like, oh yeah, I recognize those names. And that to me was just like a positive foreshadowing of like, you're gonna be with the right type of people. You're not gonna go to school here and be looked at as just another student. You're gonna be looked as someone who everyone wants to be successful. Right,
and you get that personal interaction that's priceless.
Right, and I think that really set me up for success here and feeling like, yeah, I feel like I'm wanted here, which is why I want to give back as much as I can while I'm here.
I love that.
And so when it comes to being First Lady, I feel like there's a lot of directions in which your role could go. But I guess, how do you define being First Lady? Like, what does that look like to you?
I guess what I would say is that my goal is to be as supportive as I can to every person here, faculty, staff, and students. And I think at different times that looks different. We go out and visit with donors and stakeholders, and sometimes that's how it looks, because we're building the relationships and doing things that can make big things happen. And sometimes that's just being somebody who's approachable on campus, because Russ and I want to be approachable, and we want the students to be very comfortable coming up and to know that they matter. So it's just being an advocate in every possible way, in my opinion.
And so how do you kind of, I guess, balance out that? Because I'm sure that keeps you busy with a lot of meetings and a lot of interactions with folks. So how do you kind of balance that?
How do I balance that? Well, I think, we all have to look at things and think, what is my best yes today? Like, what are the things that are most important, and where do I stand to make the biggest impact? And you have to choose that way. And like I said, we go to as many things as we possibly can. If I can be there, I will be there.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely true, because just from seeing you guys on social media, just all the events that you guys have to go to, I'm always impressed, because I'm like, wow, they were just here, but they're also there. They're also there. So it seems like y'all are sometimes in like multiple places at once.
Well, and some of that's because the social media team does such a good job,
But yeah, it definitely seems like you guys are in all parts of campus really trying to be the best advocates that you can for everybody. So
absolutely. And like I said, it's exciting and it's fun, and it just makes you want to do more and make every interaction better.
Is there anything that really surprised you about this past year when you think about it?
I think, like I said a few minutes ago, just the level of exciting things that are happening here. So, like, one example that I go back to is in those early days when we were making visits, we went to the garage at the Cyber Center.
Yes.
Which is amazing.
It is very cool.
Yeah. And, we were talking with somebody, and they were working with OT to make a device so that somebody could feed themselves. And I just thought, now that showcases Augusta University. So we have the health sciences, then we have another discipline coming in to help them make life better for somebody. And so those kind of things, people don't necessarily know the depth and breadth of everything that happens here. And I certainly didn't know all the details. So just seeing all the wonderful things happening here, again, like I said before, that's what surprised me the most.
Yeah, for me, I'm like constantly amazed by just the interdisciplinary work that we have. So, Somerville has such a strong presence for those who are more interested in the liberal arts.
Absolutely.
And then we have our health sciences campus, which is, of course, as well, world-renowned for so many different things.
Yeah.
And then we have cyber, which kind of just brings a whole nother element to the mix. And so, like you mentioned, at the garage, the makerspace, like, you can bring in a little bit of all of that, like your creativity, but also technology, but also health sciences to create things, like you said, that will change people's lives.
Right.
So that's just always impressive to me to see like how all the different parts of campus can come working together, because sometimes people may think very straightforward and not think about how all these things work together.
Right.
But at Augusta University, we make that happen.
Make it happen. I like that. We make it happen.
We make it happen. But yeah, I'm enjoying the conversation so far. And for y'all watching, stay tuned because we got more with our First Lady when we come back.
Stay connected and organized with My Augusta, the official app for Augusta University faculty, staff, and students. Customize your dashboard to view courses, emails, files, events, and more with easy-to-use widgets. Access personalized tools that give you access to other systems and apps at Augusta University. Pin your favorite pages and tools for quick access. Find exactly what you need: pages, tools, events, people, files, and posts with a simple search. Filter results to save time. Receive tailored alerts based on your profile and never miss important updates or events. Download and explore My Augusta today.
Welcome back, y'all. We are with our First Lady of Augusta University. So for this upcoming semester, the fall semester is always an exciting time because there's so many events to welcome our returning students, but also new students. Are there any events in particular, or programs or initiatives that you are looking forward to see maybe grow or come out this year?
Well, one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is, as MCG grows new campuses, or as we expand to new campuses, very soon we'll have the opening of the campus in Kennesaw at Wellstar's Kennestone campus. And that is so exciting to me because as we expand, we're putting more doctors in our state and beyond. And so I'm very excited for that.
For sure, because we've had that conversation on the podcast before about rural health and how MCG is addressing that. And so, yeah, the idea of having more doctors in more places, especially the ones that we train to go out in those underserved areas, is going to make a huge impact.
A huge impact. And I think you and I have talked before. I'm from a very, very small town. And you mentioned the rural health initiative. So that's very important to me. Yeah,
because for me coming to Augusta, like, I didn't know that it was normal to have like a primary care physician. Like, for me growing up, I always had a different person, and we never had a strong relationship with any of our care providers. And so coming here, I was like, oh, that's a thing. Like, oh, you've had your doctor for years. That's interesting. And then for me growing up to learn, like, no, that should be the normal thing, to have someone know you well enough so as they give you health care, like, they have context of working with you for a while. So I think that's going to be really cool.
Absolutely.
So another big event that just happened was Convocation. Do you mind telling us a little bit about Convocation for you?
Sure. Well, naturally, that's very exciting. As the freshmen gather and they're getting a true fresh start in life is the way I see it. Freshman year, you get to go out and be who you want to be and go after your goals. So I had the opportunity to speak at Convocation, which was really special for me. And so I had a message that was, don't be shy if you want a piece of pie, which has a very significant meaning to me that I shared in my speech. But what that means is, if there are things you want in life, you have to take the steps and go out and get it. And so that's really what my message was. And we had actual little pies there to help them remember that. So
I love
really
that.
Special.
The little piece, like, everybody get their little piece of pie.
Yeah, and don't forget, you've got to go out and get what you want.
You got to go get it.
Can't be shy about it.
So what would you say makes Augusta University just unique or different compared to any other university?
Well, I know you and I mentioned in the first segment, there's that personal touch. And that definitely matters. You are not just a number when you're a student here. You get to have a relationship with your professors, and I think there's so many ways that you can get involved on campus. And again, I go back to the people here make it so special. The faculty, the staff, the students, and the way that they all interact makes it a very special campus.
Yeah, for sure. And are there any like pieces of encouragement going beyond your speech for convocation that you want to give to our new JAGs, whether they're a new student for the first time or they're coming back as a graduate student? Any kind of piece of advice for fall semester?
Sure. So my big advice is to be prepared. Think about what makes you successful, and you know what your needs are. The other thing I would say is don't be afraid to get outside your comfort zone. You know, I know particularly for the new freshmen, it can be hard to be in a dorm and away from home for the first time. And so one of the things that I would say is don't be afraid to be the first person to smile and say hello. Because if you do, you got a 50% chance of making plans for tonight maybe.
Yeah,
All
for
they
sure.
can say is no. So you've got a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, and I do think being able to walk around campus, because like you said before, like we are very welcoming, and the people here, whether you're a student or an employee, like we're all here to help each other. And so, yeah, smiling at somebody, introducing yourself,
Yes.
trying to make those connections, like I think you always get a return on that investment.
Absolutely.
So with the new year starting, is there any like words of wisdom or encouragement that you have for our new students, whether they're new freshmen or graduate student coming to campus? Like what pieces of advice could you give them for the fall?
Well, I would say whether you're a freshman or transfer student, this is a time in your life that you get a true fresh start, and there are very few times in life that you get one. So step outside your comfort zone, go ahead and smile at people, introduce yourself, and get as involved as you can on campus, because there's so many options.
For sure. And as you mentioned before, like we have a very welcoming campus community. And
Absolutely.
so smiling at people, trying to make connections, like you'll always get a return on that investment.
Absolutely. And we talked a lot about how we approach things because we're college parents ourselves. And we tell our kids, and I tell these students, go ahead and do what you know will help you to be successful this semester. So if you know that a math class is hard for you, go ahead and seek out opportunities for tutoring or some people to study with. It helps a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And we have an amazing academic success center that does all the tutoring that you could think of.
Absolutely.
So y'all be sure to check it out if you haven't already. And since you grew up not too far from Augusta, I was curious because I asked President King this as well. Like, when you were a little girl, what was your impression of what was then Augusta University?
I always heard Augusta University referred to as Harvard on the Hill as a child. So I had some cousins who went here and they were older. So I actually knew about Augusta University. I didn't know a lot about it, but I did know that. And I did know that the medical community in Augusta was really good because, like we said, you know, being from a small town, in my town we did have general practitioners, but we had to come here for specialist appointments. So I did know, and I knew about the Children's Hospital for a good long while too.
Oh, nice. And you've worked with the Children's Hospital, too.
I serve on the Children's Hospital Advisory Committee, and I'm actually chairing that this year, and the Children's Hospital is phenomenal. Does amazing work.
It does do amazing work. And I feel like just as a university, we're so fortunate to have so many partnerships and connections with all of the cool things happening in the city of Augusta.
Absolutely, 100%.
And I guess now even beyond, as you mentioned, with the new campus opening up as well, like the state is our campus
The state is our campus.
in a lot of ways. And so what, I guess, pieces of advice that you may have for like our faculty and our employees who are getting ready to start back with the students returning this week?
Well, I would say that I look at that as an educator, that this is just such a fantastic opportunity to be there for these students and to help them reach their goals. And so I would say just start every day as a fresh start and do everything you can to help these students be successful. And that they have a president who certainly supports them to make them successful.
I love that. Because, I think with faculty, they get excited to return back as just as much as some of the students, I'm
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
Because we have world-class faculty too. So
Absolutely.
they do amazing things, and we couldn't do what we do without them. So if you had to describe your experiences with Augusta University so far, but you only had one word.
It's got to be a good word, so let me think. Well, I would say amazing. Just and phenomenal. I can't even come up with just one word.
I like phenomenal.
Impactful.
Impactful?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are too many to narrow it down to one.
Amazing, phenomenal, impactful. I love all of those. For me, definitely, I think phenomenal. Would probably I'll steal one of your words because I feel like, and you kind of mentioned this earlier, coming here with a fresh start, you really do get the opportunity to become who you want to be. Whether it's on the academic side as a student, if you want to do research or you want to go to conferences and really just excel academically, you can do that here. But also like on the student life side of things, you can be engaged in so many different clubs and organizations, create one if you want to.
Right.
So yeah, you can in so many ways kind of find your place. So I think phenomenal is like, to me, like the best word, because I think as you get older, you really get to have more control over the experiences that you want, right?
That's
and
right.
so college, you get to not only just have people pour into you, but you can pour back into other people. And like I said, kind of become the person that you want.
Absolutely. And I love that you said that you can pour into other people. And I think there's so many opportunities for that at Augusta University. And I think the faculty and staff are such good models of being service leaders. It's wonderful.
It really is. So before I let you go, is there any other final thoughts that you have as this past year, you've done a lot as First Lady, but also there's a lot to look forward to for this year?
I would just say that I can't wait to see what this new year holds. I hope there won't be a hurricane, but
I think, please no more hurricanes.
No more hurricanes, but I'm looking forward to everything this year holds. And I just really look forward to meeting more students, more faculty and staff, and to supporting every single person here in every way that I can.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with me today. And seriously, thank you for all the work that you have done for our students, faculty, staff. Like, you're truly making a difference here.
Thank you, Rayshawn, and thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Of course. Thank you so much, First Lady, for coming to talk to us a little bit. I am starting this semester so strong, and that was a little bit of the inspiration that I needed, because people like her on our campus just really inspire me and motivate me to be the best employee, faculty member, podcaster that I could be for our campus. So I'm so excited for all the cool things that are happening this semester. And if you enjoyed this episode, you guys, for real, let us know. So let's keep the conversation going on our Instagram, In the Wild Pod. And I hope that you guys have the best first week of classes. I can't wait to see you guys in person if you're coming back to campus for summer break. And I will see you guys in the next one. Go Jags!